issues today. Um, it worked okay before, and now it's not. I don't know. It's just not cooperating. I love it how like everything seems to work okay when you're kind of testing it out, and then it's like, no, let's just not work when she actually has to go on and be somewhat social. And I don't know. I'm just, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. And I feel really bad because I was trying to like fix everything and it wasn't working. And now I feel like an arse. A big fucking arse. Fuck! Fucking fuck! Can you fucking work? Can one thing fucking work today? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Alright. Alright. So, sorry about, like, for those people who were on Facebook who are like, yeah, I want to, like, watch this gaming page thingy. And I had to make a whole gaming page thing and it was a pain in the ass. And it's like, oh, now look, it's not working. Yeah. It's like, God damn it. Damn it. Fuck. Oh, God. Okay, cool. Oh, just calm down. This is why people have high blood pressure and like aneurysms. Yeah. How's everyone doing? I hope they're okay. It's really, really, really hot up here. It it feels like terrible. And yeah, it's pretty terrible up here. Also, yeah. I feel like I'm sweating from places where you should not be sweating, which I'm sure is very ladylike and wonderful. Okay. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I don't know, global warming, climate change, good God. I'm so glad like I'm so glad that I'll probably be dead before like we turn into like just nighttime dwellers where we like live underground and shit. Oh my god. Anyway, shit. I guess yeah. I guess you guys are here. Thanks for showing up. I'm so sorry again for like the pause. It's just I've been trying to work this out poorly and it just wasn't working out. Honestly, it's like it was like, oh, like enable multi-stream. Okay, I had to like delete restream and enable multi-stream, and it was a whole like stupid thing. And now it's just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do this on Twitch now because clearly multi-streaming is not for me and my computer and my setup. It's ass. It's not gonna happen because I think my setup's too old, or something's too old. I'm probably too old. Everything is too old and it's not working. Oh, can you guys send me like a message during like in the chat to let me know that everything is okay? Because I might be talking to myself right now and not know it. And then it'll be like, surprise, you're stupid. Okay, cool. I am still here. Okay, all right. Usually, like I'm so thanks for watching, David and Chris. Thanks. I appreciate that. Um, and yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like gonna be super boring for you, probably. I don't know. Okay, so what happened today, other than like me losing my mind? Um, I am wearing the heart dress today. It's like this weird sort of like, honestly, I think it's like made of plastic. I'm pretty sure this used to be like, I don't know. This was probably made out of like plastic. It's something. It's not real. It's not good fabric by any means, and it's certainly not breathable. And it's probably like the equivalent of me wearing like a trash bag, and sweating inside the trash bag. So that's good. But I'm wearing it because I bought it to perform in, because I was like, oh yeah, look, it's shiny. That's cool. I like shiny shit. It's great. It's got hearts and it's pink and it's like, oh boy. And then it's like, oh, well, I guess we're putting it on is different because it's like it's a little, to be really honest, it's kind of scratchy. And yeah, it's totally cute. Yeah. Thanks. It's totally cute. Yeah. Thank you. It is, and I guess I feel that way about myself. It's like I'm totally cute, but I'm also kind of irritating. Jesus Christ, help me today. Oh my god. I've got a fan. If you hear like a sound, there's a fan down there. Next to my, it's on, and it's like blowing air on my legs because like I can't have a fan up here because you're gonna hear it. Cause yeah. Anyway, today is Wednesday, and I finally figured it out that I had to like, I didn't know how to save fucking videos to like from fucking Twitch because I didn't check the little, there's like a little like save the video blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, cool, I'll do that, but I didn't enable it. So the last thing is gone. The last little stream video is gone. It's okay because I mean, what did I do? I like went over some music stuff and talked about Benedict Cumberbatch and, and like stories, all, you know, some stories of like working in a 5-star hotel, which was my last like real job. My last job was working at a 5-star hotel in housekeeping actually, and I had to start out there because it was like, okay, well, you need a job, you need money. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna complain, or are you gonna go do something? And it was like, okay, I'm just gonna go do something. I'm gonna try to like earn some money and in a non-illegal way where I don't have to demean myself. It's just I have to like just work really hard. And because I think it was like my Dutch is like because I'm in Belgium. If you don't know already, then here you go. I'm American. I'm from California. I'm from Southern California. But I've lived in a lot of different places, and when I moved here, I didn't know any of the languages. Basically here it's like Dutch, French, and German in a tiny little part. So like the German, it's like 9. I'm not gonna know that. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? 9. I don't even know if that's right. Is that even correct? I don't even know if that's correct. You know, German. Bleh. And I don't speak French, and like my Dutch is okay, it's passable, but it's not going to get me like a fancy job or anything. So it's like, okay, you have to make money. You got to do something. What are you gonna do? I will get a job where I don't have to worry about language as much as I do, you know, other things. So that's how I started working at a hotel. And I worked there for about like maybe 2.5 years, 2 and a bit. And for the, oh, can I give you a song to react to? Not right now. This person is called Taco Maniac 444. I feel like this person may not be here for, I don't know, for this. Okay, well, if you are, cool. If you're not, I don't even know you. All right, but if you know me, if I'm actually friends with you via Facebook or something, then you should let me know, because I don't know everyone's like usernames on here, and usually it's quite different. All right, so anyway, ow, my ear hurts. Anyway, yeah, that's where the stories come from. The Benedict Cumberbatch story, that's from the hotel. A lot of different things are because I worked at a hotel. And I have to say, of all the jobs I've ever had, that certainly was the most interesting job. Like, the end. And I think it's probably the most enjoyable job I've had. strangely enough. I mean, like, yeah, it's cleaning, and it started out cleaning and ended up like being a little bit, tiny bit less cleaning, more supervising, but it was still cleaning. I mean, I cleaned toilets and hotel rooms and lots of different things, and I know how to get candle wax out of a carpet. I know how to get stains out of clothes in an emergency, and I know how to unwrinkle certain garments using a hair dryer and like a spray bottle with water, and so you learn all these things. You learn lots of life things that you don't think you'll need, and then you find out they actually come in handy. So there you go. That's what I did, and I will tell more stories later if you want to hear some hotel stories. But tonight, I will be going over some of my Metropolis stuff. Hey, Vidal, it's you. Vidal's here. Now the party can get started because Vidal's here. No, Chris, you're here too. You can also party, except you'll party like I really love other producers because you're all like, y'all are crazy. I love it. You guys are nuts. And I mean that in the nicest way. You guys are the best because you get it. I never have to explain how hard it is to make certain songs or to do certain things or to learn certain tricks or whatever. You know too. You also know. And you're like, yeah, I get it. And it's like, I know, right? Thank you. You get it. And it's nice because I just don't have to explain as much to you. Yeah. It is very nice. So I figure for tonight, last time I think I was working on that stream, the song I was going to use for the beginning of my stream, and like I didn't I didn't master it yet, so I haven't mastered it yet. I'll do it. I've been kind of busy with working on Metropolis. And for those of you who don't know, I decided at the beginning of quarantine, of lockdown, of whatever you want to call it, at the beginning of that, I decided that I didn't know how long it was going to take and how long lockdown would be, and I didn't know how severe it would be, and so I decided to give myself a project. Not that I don't have enough shit to do already. I've got a lot of shit to do. I always do. I'm never without some kind of project, without like 2 other projects. I'm never without stuff to do. But I decided that I would give myself the challenge of scoring something. Why? Because I never scored anything before. I had never done that except for like one trailer thing for like its contest, and I got like an honorable mention, but it was like, it was just like a trailer thing, and it didn't feel like I could really go nuts with that. And I thought, okay, I want to like, oh, Shabzilla is now hosting me. Oh, hello. I wanted to learn how to score, but I didn't want to learn how to do it by watching videos. Not that videos aren't helpful. There are probably tons of people who have made, again, really good videos on how to score things. I'm a really impatient person. I'm so impatient to the point where I can't sit through a virtual like online class. I can barely like sit through any kind of class. I'm fidgety and I'm anxious like naturally, and if you don't know that I'm anxious, it will come out in some kind of way, because usually I'll just curse and say something really stupid or terrible, or it'll be like verbal diarrhea, and it's like, oh my god, fuckity fuck and it's like it's bad. So I can't learn. I have a hard time learning by watching. I have a better time learning by doing and by messing up. And that's okay. And that's my jam, you know? It's like, okay, I'll just do it. I'll just decide to do it. So technically, I think I've only been like scoring since like maybe April, the beginning of April or the end of March or something. I haven't been scoring for very long. But oh, Headfirst only says shout out to ThinkSpace's YouTube channel because Guy Michaelmore's videos are fun. Yes, plus they're weasels. Yes, they are fun. And ThinkSpace's YouTube channel is pretty good. He's pretty that guy is really entertaining. Very entertaining. So, I figured I would show you some of the stuff today that I do when I score because I'm scoring Metropolis. And for those of you who don't know, Fritz Lang's Metropolis, I think, was released scoring like Jordan. I wish, Fidel. I wish. Oh God. I love that movie. I love Metropolis. I live for that shit. I love science fiction in general. I'm like a big nerd, so I mean, a lot of people love that movie, and especially for the time that it was made. I mean, it was like released in like 1927, I think. And it was like, what a movie. You know, what a fantastic piece of art. There were effects in there that have never been done. There were just things in there that were so ahead of its time. It was like 50 years ahead of its time. And now it's like, now we, you know, they restored it. I think they restored it and released like a slightly like a added on version, like a, I don't know, they found a copy of it in like Argentina or something like that. And it was like almost like completely like intact, because like when they release this film, and it's a long ass film. Metropolis is long. Do not sit down if you're not going to like, if you've not got like 2.5 hours to kill. And I mean, like, you have to sit down and watch it. It's one of those things that does require a lot of attention, because it doesn't have like dialogue, because it was before they did talkies, right? This was when they used to only like accompany silent films with music. And it's not that it was meant to be like silent. It's just that they didn't have the technology yet. And so now, you know, then talkies came along and it was like, okay, that just changed the game. But one of the best things about silent movies is that if you don't speak that language, it's okay. The actors are so good. They're so good that they're pantomiming everything. And you might not even need to read the title cards. And if you do read them, they can be translated into like several languages. So you don't really, you know, it's like you miss some of it, maybe a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, you can follow along. And Metropolis has been scored by so many people. And I'm not just talking about like the famous people, like oh my God, what the hell's his name? George something. George. Oh fuck, I can't remember fucking names right now. I'm so fucking sorry. Marauder. Yeah. Yeah. And hey, yeah, Chris knows. Marauder. See, and it's been scored so many times, not just by like people officially doing it, but by people who are like at home, like me, who are like, oh, you know what, I'd like to challenge myself and make myself crazy. Oh, Vidal says that's why Jackie Chan did crazy stunts. He watched stuff by Buster Keaton and Harold Lloyd because there was no language barrier. Exactly, especially Buster Keaton and like, oh my God, some of the shit they did. Like, I'm a fan of old movies. I'm a fan of a lot of old stuff, because I think that people had less to work with back then, so they were a lot more innovative. I mean, now, so many movies, they rely on effects. They don't rely on practical stunts or any, you know, a lot of them rely on CG. And so you see kind of I don't know, like the expectations are different now. Quality is different now. But back then, I mean, like, it's like, okay, we gotta film this guy, like with a house sort of falling around him, but there has to be a cutout so it only falls around him. It doesn't crush him. And it's like, how do we do that? It's like, we just do it. And we just hope he doesn't die. And that's how it was, I think, back then. It's like, well, how do we film people like, falling off some kind of, platform that's really high up? Well, they'll just jump, and maybe they'll have a cable hooked onto them. Ooh, Chris says there's still 30 minutes of Lang's original cut missing. Aww. By the way, too bad. The Moomao restoration runs to 2 hours 3 minutes, and the Blu-ray is worth getting. Yes, yes. I don't know actually where I got my copy of Metropolis. I have like this MP4. I don't know where I got it though. It was years ago, but I had gotten it from somewhere, and I decided a couple years ago, thinking, oh, maybe I'll just score it. But I didn't know shit about scoring. I wasn't like really up for that. I was like, this is too hard. Let's just work on my skill level, and then we can see if we can score this. So it's like, all right, worked on skill level, put myself through a lot of fun challenges, and now I'm doing it. Now I'm scoring. So not like officially like, oh, you want a job, scoring job. No. This is just me, amateur hour at home, trying to learn how to score, and probably doing an okay job, but who knows? So I will share that with you. I will share that with you because I have this idea, all right? I think a lot of things that are old are often not only like taken for granted, but they've been undervalued, like because they're old, not because they're bad pieces of art. It's just that they're old. So there's this kind of weird idea that anything that's old has already been done. It's like, oh, it's so done, it's over with. But I think that a lot of people are looking at certain things with the wrong set of eyes. You have to look at old pieces, old movies, old films, things like that. You have to look at it with a different set of expectations. And not only that, but I think that when people do watch like old things, because their expectations are like so different, because we've been spoiled by a lot of modern stuff. Because of that, I think we don't engage with the material as much as we should, or as much as we could, because maybe the soundtrack was just too dated. It was a lot of stuff was when people made their own soundtracks for Metropolis, they thought, okay, future. They thought synths, because synths sound like the future. But now it's like, if I just used like some synths that other people used, it wouldn't be as engaging, I think, because that's what people are expecting. And what I'm trying to do with Metropolis is I'm trying to change the way that you engage with it by giving you something that is partly from the past and partly from what I think feels like the future, or rather now. It just feels like now. And I'm trying to create that sort of bridge, and it's really hard because when we sit down and watch movies, we're expecting dialogue, we're expecting like phenomenal acting and an Oscar-worthy performance. We're expecting a lot of things, but at the very bare minimum, we're expecting visuals and we're expecting people talking, right? But if we don't have one of those elements, people talking, that human element, then I think it's that much harder to engage with the movie. So my goal is to score this, possibly use it as like a thing that I can stick in my portfolio later, maybe to say like, hey, give me an actual paying job so I can, make enough money to buy a new computer, because clearly mine is dying right now. It's from 2011. What do you expect? So that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to create that sort of, that kind of engagement with modern audiences. I want to take something that's from the past, give it a kind of update so that it will be relatable, so that instead of seeing an old movie and just thinking, it's old, we'll see it and we'll interpret their emotions the same way we feel them, We'll understand more about the character. And I think a soundtrack, a good one, will definitely help with that. Not only good, it doesn't just have to be good, it has to feel like it's now. And without forsaking some of the past stuff as well. So it's like a merging. It's a merging of styles and genres. And I'm going to try to like change the little view so that you can see what I'm doing, because I want you to be able to see this. Okay? So if I freeze, please somebody let me know, give me a message, tell me I'm shit. I don't know. Okay? All right. Okay. Let's see. Is this working? Bum. Let me know. Did I freeze? It works! Motherfucker, yeah! Motherfucker, yeah! Okay, alright. Shut up, Mal. Alright. Okay. So, let me drop down this video. Video window. Okie dokies. Okay. So, I separated this into a lot of sections. This movie, I mean, because it's a long movie, and you can't really create an entire like big ass project. You can't see my hands. I'm actually holding them really far out. You can't see them because that's the fucking window is like this. Okay. I had to cut it up into like different sections, so I had to sort of separate certain certain scenes. I just separated, like, I'll just do 30 minutes here or 40 minutes here, and find a good cutting off point, because it's really hard to just do it in one go. The ideal thing would be to be able to like just have one project and do it in one project and just have like, it running for the entire time, but my computer can't handle that. It just can't. And I'm sorry that it can't do that. So I just learned this today, by the way. I had to take my my MP4 and then convert it into an MOV, because it's like lower quality. It'll be easier, because when I was composing, it was like the film was really jerky. And here, this is the right here. This is the film right here. It's, if you click at certain points, it shows where that area is. And the person who scored this, I don't know who scored this. It was somebody. Maybe it was a home project. Maybe it was somebody who was like an amateur like me. Haha. Which explains why I feel like the music doesn't really go with the film. I feel like there are a lot of places where it's almost like somebody just made a bunch of random instrumental songs and then just like smashed them all together and was like, here's a score. And it's like, fuck you, man. You know why? Because fuck you. You're fucking doing this film a disservice. You should fucking work on it, okay? Just stop treating it like it's secondary. I hate it when people do that. And whoever did this score, this that I've muted, by the way, whoever did that was just, I just feel like it's like I don't know, like look at me, I did this, and it's like, I rescored it, and I've got a big dick, and it's like, fuck you. You know what? You didn't do the film any justice. You did it a disservice. You didn't emphasize any of the emotions. You just decided that it would sound science fiction-y, and like, oh, look at all the synths you used. Hooray, slow clap, good job. Not really. And it's not, it sucks. I think that the music in this one's like, I don't know how shit it is. I don't know who did it, but I don't know. I don't think it's very good. And I'll give you an example. I'll play some of it for you. Let me find a scene. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play you a scene with the original soundtrack, the original score from this thing, that person made, and I want you to listen to it, and then I kind of want to show you what I did with that, because and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to skip forward in the movie. I'm gonna skip forward in the movie because this section to me was one of the most important ones because it establishes the main characters. Okay, you get that's where they're really introduced, and not only that, but that creates what I like, the first thread between the two main characters. So I'm gonna play this for you, and let me know if it doesn't play right. Okay, but I'm gonna play it for you, and this one is not my score. Okay. You're struggling. Hold up. Ugh, for fuck's sake. Okay, hold on. Let me fix my shit. It's like, no, it's not gonna do it. I don't know what's been going on, but like my multi-output device was like, it's just not having it. It's weird because it was fine, like, seriously, it was fine an hour ago. And then before that it was fine several hours ago. And now it's like, I'm dying now. And it's like, I know you're dying, baby, but we got some shit to do. Okay. I think maybe you can hear this one now, maybe. Can you hear it? Yeah. It's probably struggling to stream and run video. Yeah, it is. It's called My Computer is Old. Okay. So, here. Can you hear this? Can you let me know if you hear this? No, it is supposed to stutter. Yes, that's exactly what it's doing. It's not my computer. This is the soundtrack. This is the soundtrack that somebody made. Oh, am I yelling? Shit, sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to stutter. Let me, like, lower it down. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not my computer. This is just the fucking soundtrack that this guy made. The score or whatever. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the guy who plays Frater, he is a ham. I love him. Oh my god. Oh, by the way, possible slight, like, weird, not quite nudity, but it's in there. Just, close your eyes, kids. Okay. Yeah. Twitch will be coming for you if there's lewds. No, it's not really lewd. No, it's not. Don't worry, it's not really. It's really it's just like it's not really like nudity. There's just like, it just looks kind of a little nude. Just a little bit, but I mean, like, it's just, yeah. I don't think it'll be anything. Okay. Yeah. All right. Chris says, my Korg M3 makes that sort of stuttering noise if I wiggle the tempo dial back and forth. Yeah. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of that sound, by the way. It's just not my favorite. Okay, so here's the section, and it's like, here's Frieder, and he's trying to make out with this lady who's wearing a kind of an odd sort of like sexy outfit. Enter Maria, yeah. Okay, and then like the fucking score goes like silent for like 2 seconds or something? 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. What? I mean, like, somebody tell me that this is just like shite, right? Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna play that one anymore because I don't like it. Look, I think that whoever did it is like they can probably produce, but I don't think that they're reading the emotions from this. See, whenever it's total shite. Thanks, David. Whenever you score, I think a composer's job is to, yeah, they're not. Chris says they're not hitting the emotional beats of the scene. No, and there are so many too. There are so many. They give you so many too. There are a lot of opportunities, and I think one of the problems with this is that whoever made this was trying to do something that was kind of sci-fi sounding or like futuristic sounding, and maybe ever so slightly like unreal, but you can't. I feel like you have to sort of connect with the characters through the music as well. And so I'm going to show you what I did for some of the same parts of this movie. But I'm going to show what kind of sounds I used and stuff. All right. Okay, so it's transitioning. Sorry about the slightly jerky video. It's my computer. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what I did. Um and yes, that's me singing. Yeah, I did it. That's me. Whoa, whoa. And I kind of changed the I changed the style of singing I do as well during this whole thing. So like it starts out where I do like the sexy voice, like the like ooh yeah, that one, and it's like and it sounds a little more guttural, and with and then it sort of transitions into a kind of like something that's a little bit more innocent sounding, and it's still my voice, it's just me singing all the way through, but it's changing the style. It's changing the vocal quality as well, as just ever so slightly changing it so that it fits. And so it's like, because this is a silent film, there are a few things that like I kind of have like little rules in my mind. Okay, the first one is don't leave silent spaces. That's one of the rules. Don't. It's already silent. It's already like you have to engage with people, and they're watching, and you have to appeal to that that sort of the expectation of hearing voices. Like when you watch a movie, if it's like a completely like silent movie, it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's harder to engage with sometimes. And when I mean like completely silent, I mean like no, like somebody muted it. Like there's not even like a background sound, like of the wind or the air or anything rustling in leaves and shit. I mean, if you don't have that, you won't really feel like that movie is progressing. You won't really connect with it as much. And so what I wanted to do with Metropolis is it doesn't have dialogue, obviously. Like it doesn't have like spoken dialogue in it. It doesn't have background noises. And I think when you create something like this, you have to sort of fill those things in a way. So I'm giving it my voice in certain parts. I'm also giving it other voices in other parts, and I'm also like I started off with that scene where they're running, the little running scene where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have a race," and it's like I did like a lot of I started there with some very traditional sort of sounding orchestral instruments, but before that I did this. I'm gonna like try to just start. Okay. And hopefully this doesn't suck. Like, so again, it's synths, it's all like, it's all like artificial sounding and synths. There's your first vocal. That's me also, but I did like this weird sort of like tube and throat singing growl, and I pitched it down so I would match the key of the music. So most of the music that I've written here is it's mostly in the key of D. It's either D minor or D major. So here I'm combining some orchestral elements like the timpanis and all the percussion stuff. I'm combining that with like dark synth sounds. And so you've got the mix of like old and you've got the mix of new, and I'm trying to combine them together. Oh, this part reminds me of Quake, yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris, yeah. It's I love it, that double time. The double time versus like that slow like crawl. Chris says he's had jobs like that. Oh my god, I know, right? Ugh. Jesus. Ugh. So that's what I did for that beginning. So when you start watching this film, it's showing like films of like hey, you're seeing like, okay, Starfighter Dreams. Okay, what's, I don't know everyone's usernames on Twitch versus like in real life or on like the nerdcore hip hop board. I'm terrible because I'm terrible. No, I have a shite like memory sometimes, except for the like, long term, and usually it's traumatizing childhood shit. Okay. So here's what I want to show you with that. Oh, hey, it is Matt. I thought so, but I wasn't sure because I didn't want to be like, hey, it's Matt. And it's like, no, it's not. And they'll be like, that's not my name. And it's like, I am so sorry. Okay. So what I just played for you was the beginning, the intro of Metropolis. And what I did was because it starts off with imagery of machinery and things that are like, like pistons and things that are like really, that look quite futuristic. I mean, even the clock isn't even like a 1 to 12 clock. It's a 1 to 10. So it's like almost like it's a clock, but it's like the metric system clock, So there are like a lot of things in there that's just like, this is quite unreal. This is dark. 10-hour shifts. Exactly. No, it is 10-hour shifts. You know why? Because there's a part in the film later where Frieder has to work for like 10 hours. And he's just like, oh no, I have to work for 10 hours. Like, because he decides to go undercover. I'm spoiling the movie for you, possibly. Maybe I'm spoiling. Spoiler alert. Nah, I don't think this counts as a spoiler because this is a really old film. And if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, but it's really, I mean, it's almost like 100 years old. Come on. So you're seeing imagery of like of like machinery. You're thinking machinery. You're thinking of elements that are, again, that you don't really see a lot of in real life, like mechanical stuff. I mean, you have to remember what time period this was. Oh, I think I'm allowed. Yeah, I think I'm allowed to do spoilers in a film from 1927. Yeah, I know, right? Spoilers. Yeah, you saw the anime remake. This Metropolis doesn't really have the anime Metropolis is not quite. It's not the same. It's named Metropolis, but it doesn't really follow this story. I think there are some like design elements from there. But and yes, I have seen it. So and that's what I thought too. It was like, there's an anime, and it's like, oh wait, this isn't it. This isn't Metropolis, and it's like, oh well. But there are some really cool design aspects of the anime Metropolis that that you can see some of the influence though. There are some design elements like I don't know, like machinery things. I haven't seen it in like a million years, so please just assume that I'm wrong. Just assume that I'm just wrong all the time, okay? That's where we go. So you see like these guys, they're heading in and out, and they basically it's like all underground, deep in the earth. They have to like work like slaves, and that's what that music, it should feel dark. It should feel very like it should feel dark but futuristic, and that's what I was going for. But what I did was I went for also like, so hold on, let me play this for you. So they go down, and it's like deep below in the thing. It's terrible. And oh, the anime was Osama yeah, exactly. Who did Astro Boy? Yeah. Yeah, not much of the original film left in it. No, it was not. There was just not it was not meant, I don't think it was meant to be that. I think there were some, obviously, like, it was an influence, but as for it being like, it's not a copy or anything, it's not like, oh, and then we did a remake. And it's like, no, we didn't do it. So yeah, it was, Astro Boy, yeah, that's right. Okay, so hold on, come on, go to the part where it goes. So I do these sort of bells that go kind of back and forth, these synthy things, because I want to show you something that I do often, and it's a music thing again. Okay, so there were the bells that kind of went into that, that kind of that low string, that kind of, and some of the that kind of like there's a percussion as well, and and in the scene where you just see this sort of the workers, love me some jealousy at Chris, I know. It's all right. Me too, man. If you look at the beginning, or if you listen to the beginning, it's got percussion in it. It's got, like, I threw in lots of like different things, and I used some of the same elements from the sort of like that futuristic thing in here. And if there's also I created themes for like every character. Okay, so everybody has their own kind of theme, and I like to sprinkle their themes in there where they appear in the film, because even if you're, like, I know that when I watch movies, I totally, like, sometimes I'll zone out and I'll look at my phone and I'm gonna be like Amazon shopping while I'm watching a movie, which is terrible, I know, but I think it's multitasking. It's not fucking multitasking. It's me not paying attention and being like antsy and shit. Sorry. But I think a lot of us do that. I can't be the only one who likes to be on my phone and watch a movie at the same time. Not necessarily because I don't want to see the movie. I probably do, but I have like a shitty attention span, and it's terrible. And I'm terrible. And so sometimes I'll look away from the movie, but I still want to know what's happening, right? Well, if you create themes for people, for the characters, then let's say you turn away. Silent movies generally, you can't turn away. You have to just be watching and listening at the same time, right? If you turn your attention elsewhere, even for a little bit, you will lose track of the film. But what I'm trying to do is create these themes for everybody, so that when you hear these same themes, there'll be themes in different instruments or in, slightly different tempos, but you will know it's that character. You will know that even if you're not looking at the screen, you'll still know that that character is on right now. So you'll still understand that this person is doing is on there, all right, is appearing, that this person's storyline is appearing. So one of the things I did was create, I created themes for everybody. And during the running scene, like this one, it's like I introduced the theme of Frieder, but I don't think you hear it yet. It's sort of like, it's kind of in there. And I'll play this for you so you can hear it, and then I'll play Frieder's lone theme, okay? Okay, all right. So you heard that part, right? Because I kind of sing along with it, and you poorly, and you heard it. Okay, so I played that scene for you earlier, where Frieder and Maria, they meet for the first time. Oh, Starfighter Dream says, silent films are in practice pure action films. The best examples of silent film do not use too many dialogue cards, but paired with music can be pure cinematic transcendence. Yes, I fully agree. Yes, I totally agree with that. And this is what I'm trying to do. Because, again, I feel like if you can update a silent film with the right music and get people to connect with it, then it's like it's becoming new again, you know? It sort of is reborn in a different way, and you feel the emotions more, or you experience it again in a different way than you did before, or maybe that, yeah, thank you, or that maybe someone else who has never seen a silent film, like never seen one, you know, like if they see something like this, you know, like, then I don't know, if they see something like this, they'll look at it with different eyes. They'll look at it with the eyes of a person who's searching for an emotional connection, rather than looking at this old movie and thinking, it's quite old, look at those effects, look at this or that. No, when you're watching this, you're connecting to the emotion in it. It's like you know the, you know, oh my god, Chris says, I have friends who won't even consider watching a black and white movie. How sad is that? It's terrible, because there are so many good black and white movies. I mean, if you think it's like only color matters, you gotta be, like, you have to be stupid, okay? Because, good example, god, so many. The Third Man, watching The Third Man, the use of shadows in that chase scene with Orson Welles, holy crap. I mean, amazing. So well done. Scared the shit out of me. And again, it's like this is old movie that you look at old movies, the first instinct is to dismiss them. Like, the Harry Lime theme, yeah. Yeah. It was the first, I think, at least the younger generations now, the first idea is to just dismiss it and think, it's just old and it's useless. But no, stories, good stories, they last forever. They're good stories because you connect with them, because you feel that character's emotion. Because here in this scene, this one, where, you know, he's like, this is lust, okay? This guy, Frieder, the main character, is, dude, he wants to, like, have sexy times with this woman, okay? He's chasing her around the fountain. It's like, it's sexy time, sexy, sexy, sexy. I want to shag her, all right? And then, and you know, it's just like, she's just one of like 20 bitches in the house, in the garden. Because, like, basically, the idea is that these women are, like, throwing themselves. They're picked out. You know, they're, like, the prettiest women who, they're, like, and they're selected. They're selected for sexy times with you know, the sons of the city, the well off. And they're like, yeah, they're women who, although very pretty, they're not like they don't come across as having like this sort of character, other than being like, ooh, chase me, you know. It's like, I mean, come on. Nothing, look, there's nothing wrong if you want to go ahead and like have sexy times, rock on, you go do it, you do you, all right. But I like characters, at least I connect more with characters who have a mission or a message or some kind of like the motivating factor, the thing that makes you look at them twice instead of just dismissing them as just these sexy characters, a sexy girl with a sexy pirate hat. Pirate sexy chic, I don't know, man. All right, so you see this girl, and she's lovely. All right, she's smoking hot. All right, but she doesn't really, she established herself as like a fun girl. She's like, come chase me around the fountain, I want to have sex with you, probably in this garden, hey, with these cranes watching or some shit like that. And then you see this character, and look at him, all right? And he's like, I'm intrigued. And he looks up and he sees that. And she's coming in, and you get a better view of her. And she's wearing like a long sleeve dress. It's not like low cut. She's not like got her tits hanging out. She's pretty modest. But I want you to like, and everybody's like, who the fuck is that, right? And this is part of like, again, this is part of scoring. It's kind of like reading the scene, right? Okay. So it's like, yeah, who's that? And of course they're watching, and you see her, and she's got kids with her. She's talking to the children. She's saying, look, these are your brothers. And you're like, yes, this is, wow, that's a hell of a thing to do. Because basically she took the kids on the big old elevator, the big old lift, took her to like the garden of like eternal delights for like these boys. Like, look at these guys. They're like, we're chasing sexy girls. Look at that. Rah, rah. And they're having sexy time, sexy adult time. And, you know, here's the guy who's like, you know, running the show, you know, conducting the party or whatever. And you see her, and she's just trying to tell these, not just the children, but the people who are also having fun times in the garden, that, you know, we're all people. These are your brothers, like, here. And I mean, that's quite, for a character to do that, to like already go, she's establishing herself as a person who is like, who sees that there's something wrong in this kind of system, but also that something needs to happen, that we need to mediate somehow. And that's the whole like idea behind the mediator between the head and the hands is a heart. That's the whole theme, right? Okay. And so you see it, and this face, he's like, look, he's intrigued. He's like, this woman is mysterious. Like, you look at the cool sexy pirate lady, you know what she's about. But he's like, he sees this woman, Maria, and he's like, what's this woman about? She's got these kids with her. She's like, you know, and of course he's like, get the fuck out. You know. And look, okay, here's something that I noticed. When I was watching this before, and when I mean before, I mean like years and years and years ago, I didn't catch as many things as I did now. And part of it is because I wasn't really looking for them. And the other part of it was that the soundtrack that was part of that DVD that I was watching, it didn't connect well enough with me. And I think it was because it was ever so slightly dated, but also because it didn't switch up the style a little bit. So I want you to look at this scene, because look at her face. Look at the way she's looking at that guy. Do you think she's looking at the guy like she's afraid? Hold the phone. Let's watch that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, did you see that? Did you see the way like those guys were like, she looked at them and she's like, bitch better stop. All right? She's just like, nah. Chris says she stops the dudes dead in their tracks. She does. And she gives them that stare. It's that stare that we love. She just gives it to them because she's like, I don't think so, bitch. And you see this face that she's making right here? This is a face of determination. All right? This is a face of determination. Okay? The face before that you saw. Hold on. Where is it? All right. So there's like a whole thing that she does where she like kind of does this little this beautiful kind of like head tilt. Hold on. I'm going to find it. There it is. There. That look. That's she's looking at him, but she's got this beautiful face, and she lifts her eyebrows in like a kind of sort of a slight innocent like kind of earnestness. And there's something really beautiful about that. And I made her theme in a certain way so that you could feel that kind of the true like heart of her. So you see that expression versus this one. All right? So the other expression, you know, is just like, he says, Matt says, a very subtle gesture of won't you come with me? Yeah, beautiful, right? And it's a connection. It's that emotional connection with this guy. But here, different. This is a different facial expression. And this is one of determination. This is one of strength. And when you hear her theme, like when you hear the music, it should accelerate into, it goes from something that's sort of beautiful and kind of innocent to something that feels like strength is building, like it's like you can feel not just the passion behind these two people who don't even touch. They don't even touch. They don't even like get really close to each other at all. They're at a distance, yet they still have this connection with each other. And now I want you to understand why I made this music that way. It's to take it from a kind of innocence to a passion. And that's what I was thinking. And I'll play it for you. Okay, so this is her theme. Da, na, 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 na. Na, 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 da, na, na. This is Maria's theme, all right? It's this sort of like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's like all in thirds, okay? Even though this is in 4/4, hers is like this kind of slightly because it's thirds, it's 3/4, it's sort of like kind of slightly floating out there, okay? Okay, so he's intrigued. He's like, there, eyebrows. And there's the connection. That, okay, now you hear the driving low piano note. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So, again, it's creating movement. It's creating a tiny bit of tension here. And, it's giving that strength. So you see that strength that this character has is enormous. And look at him. He's holding his heart. And she can't do shit. That okay. Mixing the themes. Yeah, mixing the themes. Yes. Did you catch on to that? Okay. I don't know if anyone else did. All right. So there's the whole idea of themes for the characters, right? So I told you I make themes for each character. So this is Maria's, okay? So notice it starts in the right ear. It's all right. So this is her theme throughout the whole film. This is representative of her. And then this is Frieder's theme. And it's on the left. So it becomes a couple. Do you see what I mean? It's like full stereo coupling, exactly. So it's not just the music that is supposed to enhance a scene. It's not just the music, it's actually the engineering as well. I want you to think of these pieces that match together, these bits on the side that work together. Okay, so it's that kind of I like the idea of it. I like doing things like that. Again, this is my first time really scoring. So what the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh shit. I'm just doing something, all right? I'm doing something that feels right, and I'm approaching this in a very strange way. I'm approaching it in a really kind of modern in a modern music producer kind of way. And so we have like this. This is the chords that usually play. It's just the two notes. So this is the chord progression that goes through the whole thing. And the reason why I only do two notes, not a three-note chord, is because these fill that space in for you, you know? And that's Frieder's theme. So again, it's putting Frieder's theme in there, but it's slightly slower and it's more heartfelt because it's with her too. Okay, here's my idea with this, with the driving note. Okay, my idea when I do driving note, I like to call it the driving note. I don't know what you call it. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know music theory. I didn't study music, really. It's just me like kind of trying to figure it out myself. And when I play like piano things, I always try to separate everything so that you can kind of play with the left, right, and like the middles. So this is, that those two note chords, it's just like it's all center, okay? Because this is it's cementing them, all right? And the driving note, when there's a driving note, it's creating a beat within it. It's creating that kind of that tempo, and it's a double time. This is double timed, all right? Because if you listen to the regular tempo, it would be like, watch, it would be like. So it's slow as shit, right? Because it's like 58. And by the way, do I mess with the tempo and everything? Yes, I do. And I'll show you that later. But when you have like a piano note that goes like that. Dun, 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 dun. So what's happening in my mind is like, I want it to give it that sense of urgency. You've got a sense of urgency and anxiety, and this is, I do this, and it goes all the way to like an F0 because it goes really low. And the reason why I do that is not just because it's like it sounds cool, but because it sounds quite. It's acting as the kind of like it would act like almost like the beat, like the drum in there, but this is without drums because I didn't want their scene to have a drum. We've got like percussion and stuff in the other scenes, we've got the timpanis, we've got the sort of like artificial kind of percussion-y sounding things, but with this, no. And the reason why I kept it like this was I kept it organic for this scene because this is one of the most. It's where they connect. There's generally not a lot of drumming in soundtracks anyway. I guess yeah, yeah, because drumming generally that it feels like action, right? And there is action here, yes, but it's not like a car chase. Hans Zimmer. I fucking love Hans Zimmer, man. He's amazing, man. Anyway, yeah. I want to be Hans Zimmer when I grow up and have a dick. Yeah. All right. So that's what I did with piano. And it's I like to combine a lot of. I like to do strings and I like to do piano. That's what I love. I love that shit. Why? Because I don't know. Maybe I've always connected with that kind of thing. Some people connect with guitars. Some people connect with like horns. I connect with strings and piano. This is my jam. All right. Okay. So what I wanted to do was show you the strings. I told you also I did the thing with the chords. I didn't do a full three note chord because I didn't want that fullness to be there because I wanted to leave room. Like you always have to, you connect with digital tones a lot. Yeah. Some people connect with digital tones a lot. Some people connect with synths. I know the first time I heard the Terminator soundtrack and also, oh fuck, like some of the Vangelis stuff. Jesus. As well. Oh my god. Like certain things they just like made me like, I love this. What is this? Yeah. And everybody's got the thing that they connect with. And if you've got a scene with a lot of emotion, in my mind, pianos are like the intimate. They're intimate and they're beautiful, emotional instruments where every note counts. Every note you feel. When I'm playing that Maria's theme for you, like that, you know, it's just like it's all, every little flourish is felt because every note with piano matters, and especially when you're establishing that thing, you know, their themes. So when I'm doing like strings, I like to always have like a really low string underneath, like a double bass kind of string thingy, and then I like to have like a step up, you know, an octave up, like a cello, and then I like to include like mids and then one high. And the reason why I like to add in, you know, like I like certain things because I feel like they bring like, again, an emotional quality to something that, you know, needs that, to a scene that needs that emotional buildup, because again, we don't have dialogue, we don't have people going like, I love you, you know. I'm burping, I'm so sorry if you're wondering why I'm like taking those pauses. It's because I had like a bunch of chicken fingers earlier, and like I'm like having the chicken finger burps. I'm so sorry. Okay, so all right, so strings, I'll play this for you, okay, so you can get it. So I kept that quite reverby, like in the back, kind of like sort of, you know, chicky fingies. Hells yeah. Fingles, yeah, I know. So you hear it? So it came in right here on the left, okay? And this is not a standard arrangement in an orchestra, it's not, but I just wanted to do it for the fullness of the sound. So this string is like, it's like almost, it's a building of an emotion, okay? Remember, you have to build it. You can't just put in emotion, here it is. You have to build it. And it has to work well with the piano. See, high string. So again, I kept the strings relatively, as far like compositionally, they're just long, and they're really straightforward. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted people to I wanted the piano part to stand out. I wanted this piano part to stand out. So you get the piano part, and it's this. So the movement comes in the piano. It's moving. The strings, they provide that atmosphere, but the piano is the one that moves you. It's propelling you forward. And then propelling forward, then it comes the driving low note. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason why I do that, again, it's not just to it's to drive it forward, but also, again, it's adding urgency, it's adding heightened emotion, it's adding the progression. Because before that, we've got sort of like soft bits, we've got like really kind of like slightly dreamy kind of strings, we've got piano that's all like not super heavy, but once that low piano note comes in, yeah, okay, it says piano is your driver and the strings are giving you a lot of space in the back. Exactly. Like a backdrop. Exactly. That's what it's doing. And so it's building. It's all working together to build that emotional like pull between the two characters, the two main characters, Maria and Frida. And it's like you want to feel that, you want to feel that same kind of, I don't know, like you would in another movie, in a modern movie. You expect that kind of, that rising, building music, it doesn't just hit you, it has to build a little. So that's what I'm trying to create. That's what I'm trying to do with this scene. And my God, in actuality, I've actually, as far as how far have I gone with this? I'm about like 60 minutes done, maybe. Like, this is just a very small part. And if you see, like, it's hitting around like the 11 minute, like 30 mark, okay? And half of that shit was like, dude, that was like beginning shit that I had to do for because at the beginning of the DVD there are all these title screens and stuff, and you have to read it. So I figured I would create a soundtrack that doesn't just start where where that begins, but starts like right at the beginning, so that you're not bored, so that when you play it, it's not going to bore you. It's still going to be somewhat interesting. So when you have to sit there and you're gonna watch the titles, you're gonna watch these things, because you should be paying attention. And the reason why you should be paying attention in the beginning is because, hold on, it'll give you a little story about what happened, where they found this, how they restored it. See, like, it's like soon after its premiere, Metropolis was basically all this shit. And you should be able to, Matt says there are few films I've seen that do that. Yeah, where you hear the film before you actually see it. Yes, and you ought to. I feel like it's conditioning you to watch this, but to watch it with, when you're getting those warnings, you're not warnings, rather information, okay? You're getting information, and people who go to see movies in the cinema, they don't fucking watch. They don't read. Like, who reads like credits and stuff? Who reads? Nobody really goes there expecting to read. Audio foreshadowing, exactly, Chris, exactly. So I'm giving you some of the same synths that are used in the film, but you don't know it yet. You're just getting, I'm just sort of slowly conditioning you into getting into that frame of mind. I'm trying to get you to sort of drift into a different world where your expectations are already changed when you first begin the movie. They're not even the same ones you start with, because it's like, Chris says there are some great little sound touches in Blade Runner, including whole snatches of dialogue from later in the movie. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's conditioning you. It's managing the viewer's expectations, not just visually, but like auditory. It should do that. Like, I feel like people should do that. And the person who did the soundtrack for this particular one, again, I don't know who did it. It was probably somebody, again, who was at home doing stuff. it's like they don't start doing that. They don't start right from the beginning. They start right here, like somewhere where the actual film title starts or something, like right here. There. They start from there. And it's like, no, how about I just start from the beginning, like way the fuck in the beginning? Because I want you to watch this with the understanding that a lot of it has been restored, that a lot of it, that there's information that is important. There are pieces. See, like you utilizing like kind of like an overture, exactly, except with like a lot of information and not just it's not just like listening. I'm conditioning you here with listening to the music. It's also so you sit still and you read these goddamn title cards and you understand that this shit is important. And that, see, in order to maintain the scale of the restored footage, the missing portion of the frame appears black. The reason why reading this shit is important is because it's setting your expectations. So that when you see those slightly glitchy parts where it's like, they didn't have these frames or whatever, it's not going to throw you off so much because you're kind of already expecting it. You're expecting footage that has been restored and some of it that hasn't. And you're expecting it to all be merged into one film. And so it's not always going to be like perfectly restored and the whole way through. It's not going to be like that because it's not a modern movie. They didn't just have all of these fucking copies lying around, or they didn't just this was still made with film, when like celluloid, which is easily combustible. Like you could just set that shit on fire and melts. It's super. it's like it's just like Oh, approaches can be. Oh, this is what Matt says. Approaches can vary depending on the project. Some films start in media res where it's only sound effects and dialogue, and then the titles will come up with the main theme comes in. Yeah, exactly. So again, I don't want the viewer to miss this information. So that's why I started composing way at the beginning, and it also kind of conditions you. Okay, so when I talked about themes, you hear I put touches of themes. There's Maria's theme, which is that that lovely sort of kind of that you just hear it in high piano first, and you hear Frieder's theme already twice. So even if you didn't catch on to that theme being in the beginning where he's running, that running bit, even if you didn't catch on to that theme being there, it's there, and it's already wormed its way inside your brain, and it's already in there. It's just implanted itself like a fucking parasite, and you don't know it yet, but it will come up, and it will make its way, and you will be like, holy shit, Okay, so what do I do? All right, so basically the story is, has my Mac died? Has my Mac died? Did my screen freeze? Maybe did my screen freeze? Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna end this and then I'm gonna start. I'm back? Oh, thank fuck. I'm back. Fuck yeah, motherfuckers. Ooh, no, okay, it works. Okay, all right. Thanks, Chris, for scaring the bejesus out of me. I didn't want to launch it to another fuck tirade. Okay, all right. So, in the story, yeah, he's totally in love with her. I mean, like, look at that face. All right, that's it. That's a handsome face. He's a handsome guy. Oops, hold on. So it's like he's totally entranced by her, and he's like, "Who was that?" And of course, this chica right here, I swear, she can't do shit, man. Hold on. There's a part in there where I find it super funny. Hold up. And okay. Boom, boom. Where are you? It's the funniest thing. And I have to show it to you because yeah, those cheekbones are, dude, It's Cumberbatch level. It's Cumberbatch level. Okay. Chris says John Williams is really good at using leitmotifs, like themes but shorter. They're tiny little 3 or 4 note sequences. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. I've never heard that word before. I'm so sorry. Okay. Hold on. I want to show this chica, okay? All right. See sexy pirate lady? All right. I'm just going to call her sexy pirate lady. Okay, there's this gesture that she does, which I'm going to be like I'm going to point that out to you because I think it's one of the coolest things ever. And she knows, this chick knows that he's totally falling for Maria. Like, he doesn't have to even talk to her. And he's already like, I am in love. I am grasping my heart. Oh, Matt says, pioneered by Wagner, I believe. Probably the only thing I'll take from Wagner. Cool. Each of the main characters in Star Wars has one. Yeah. Ah, shit. You know what? I have to fucking study, film scores again. I've listened to so many, and I love them, and they were, how people had genres that they kind of grew up with. Clutch them pearls. Oh lordy. Yeah. So yeah, hey, that's right. Oh, Germanic name. Yes. You guys are so smart. Fucking hell, man. Dude, that's awesome. Oh my god, you guys are geniuses. Oh, I love you. Thank you. What was I was gonna say something, and okay. So this guy, he's in love, all right? He's falling hard. Look at that face. That's look at that. He's clutching, and look at her. She's like, oh shiznit, what do I do? Because a second ago, she was getting chased. Ooh, there's a great podcast done by a bunch of Aussies called The Art of the Score. I'm going to have to check that out. I will check that out then. If not, to learn some tricks. Yes. Okay. So look at what she does. She does this gesture where she puts her hand on his hand. And she's trying to get his attention. But notice that his face, he's just staring straight at Maria. It's all fucking, it's dude, Chica doesn't have a chance, all right? Oh, and she knows it, and she's trying all desperately, and it's like, girl, come on. Don't make yourself look stupid, okay? It's okay, he doesn't like you. I will learn loads. I probably will learn loads from that. Okay, so basically, he's totally in love with her, and she's she can't do shit. Chica can't do shit. She's like, oh, I'm cute. Come on, I'm here. I'm half naked. I've got a cool hat on and some jewelry, some bling on my fucking hands and shit. I've got all the lace going. What about me? This other girl, she had a long sleeve dress on with a big wide collar. And it was all you saw were her ankles. And you're just like, yeah, but look at this girl. She's like, I got a backless outfit. And technically, you know what? I have a backless outfit on too. So, girl, it's okay. You do you. But he is too, I don't know. He's too complex of a person to fall for that shit, maybe. Or maybe it's it's only sexy time. But here, it's connecting with his heart. And he makes that really clear in his acting. Because he is hamming it up, yeah. Oh, the ham is there. It's dude, this is not kosher, okay? It's so ham. But it's great. Because he has to show that. It's a silent movie. Of course you have to show that. And, yeah. That says, I learned about leitmotifs in the mandatory music appreciation class in college. I remember more of that class than all of my math classes. Love her hat, though. Yeah, her hat is fantastic. And wow, there is a mandatory music appreciation class. I did not. I'm serious when I say I don't know music theory, really. I don't know. I just... How can I explain this? I know it already in here and in here. and then I feel it. That's how I work. I don't know how to explain this shit. How do you know how to score? I don't know. I just use my instincts, and I feel it, and I'll know. I read the emotion, and that's it. And everybody, like, here, this whole scene, it's like, I want the music to reflect that, but also so that people understand that it's a scene where there are two people falling in love without really meeting, without touching, without speaking. There's a connection there, and they're already falling in love, and I want you to feel that. And I don't know, it just, whatever I do, whatever I make, it's like, I just want you to feel it too, okay? And that's what I use. I don't really, I just use my instincts. Okay, so that's cool. Oh, Matt says it was either art appreciation or music appreciation. Choose one. And it's like, yeah, music it is. Not really into Monet. It's okay. All right. So when I'm making this shit, I have a lot of locators. There are a lot of locators in here. And because I use Ableton Live, I have to include locators. Why? Because they're super useful. When a scene is starting, when a title card is going, is showing, it's like, this is helpful, It's like, this shit is helpful. I know where to start the music. I know where to put something. And basically, it's a way for me to mark out what is coming next, but also to keep track. To line stuff up. Video play hits? I guess so. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So basically, you got the whole scene, and there's a whole dreamy scene afterwards where he's like, he's thinking about her, Hold on. I'll play it for you, okay? And yeah, that's me singing. Locators are very useful. Yeah. So, you see what's going on right now. And he's like, who was that? Ooh. And the reason why the music is like that is because he's in a slightly dreamy state. This is not to reflect the guy with the glasses. This is to reflect Frieder's state of mind. See? And look, he's looking up. He's in like a sort of a dreamlike state. He's looking at the garden. He's like in love. He's in that haze, in that glow, that thing that sort of, when you're all confused and you're like, wow, when you meet somebody you fall in love with and it overtakes you. And it's like, he's not even like looking at that guy, okay? He's not even looking. And he just leaves. And he's like, okay, but this is what happened. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this next part for you. Because I want you to see, I want you to understand that when I decide to make this, Mustache scared the shit out of me too many options. Yeah. You know what? This still looks like a fucking like rocket ship to me. And I'm not, I feel like Ableton Live is like the most intuitive DAW like ever. I wouldn't want to use anything else just because it's like, I don't know if I'm a slow learner when it comes to software. I'm so slow. And this all looks crazy to me still, but I still do it. So, okay. The thing with this Metropolis soundtrack that this score that I thought about was genres, okay? So, I am a fan. If you don't know what kind of music I make, if you don't know me, then I'll let you know now. I am a person who really, really, really enjoys mixing genres. I mix them like, yeah, I just Yeah. When I got logic and said it looks so complicated. Yeah. Oh my god. It was like rocket ship shit. I can't do it. Okay? I love mixing genres. I do. I do that a lot. I'll throw in strings somewhere where you don't expect strings. I will put in weird ass shit with other weird ass shit because I think that it adds a kind of an element of not just surprise, because people are like, oh wow, that was something I wasn't expecting, but it sounds amazing. It's not just surprise. It's that I want to, again, create that kind of transcendence. I want to take something that you originally thought was a certain genre, and I want to lift it, add something new to it, and make it something that is almost like new. Yeah. That's what I want to do. That's what I like doing. It's not that I can't make traditional sounding things. I could have done this whole thing orchestrally, but I think that whoever would have seen this, whoever would have sat down to watch it, would have gotten tired. And I'm not just like when it comes to sitting down and watching a long ass movie. It's that they would have gotten tired, like their ears would have gotten tired. You would have been like, it's like I don't have kids, but this is what my parent friends say. They say that they kind of become deaf almost to the crying sound of their kids. It doesn't bother them that much. They kind of they sort of develop a kind of deafness, a weird sort of selective deafness. And I think that when you listen to some film soundtracks, and when it's repetitive, it's like, Jesus, it's like, this is so boring, and I can't even pretend like I want to pay attention. And because I'm doing like an old film, an older film with no dialogue, with some title cards but not a ton, I really need people to pay attention. I want people to pay attention. And and because I want that, I feel like I have to change up the genres all the time, but mix a bunch of stuff in there. So have a lot of the same, I'll have some elements from different scenes, some different, some of the same instruments, but I will use them ever so slightly differently, and then I will create different things. Okay? All right. So I'm going to play this part for you so you can lose your fucking minds. Oh. So this is Frieder looking for the chica, for the good chica, for Maria. And he's looking for her. Wait, hold up. Shit, it's not playing at the beginning. Hold up. Sorry. So he's like, ooh, I'm in love. I'm gonna go find this woman. He's like, I wanna find this woman. Okay. Can you hear that sound coming up? It's the same kind of sound from the beginning, from the first scene. The machinery sound. It's ever so slightly faster because I was matching the movements. I was actually counting the movements and trying to set up the BPM for that so that it would match, because I want it to feel like machinery. It is these are machinery people. So it's So that's a sample that I got from Splice. It's a metal guy saying, "Am I machine?" It's a metal guy. So these are metal vocals. Hold up. Listen for it. It's drum and bass, but it's mixed with orchestra. That's right. Oh yeah. So you get piano. Oh yeah. That's right. So you feel that movement in there. It's like, ah! Dubstep. I did modulate the bass, by the way. I'll explain that. Okay, and that's the end of that small scene. Okay, so yeah, all right. So if you listen, you know that there's like a that ooh sound, that really low sound that you heard in the beginning of the film when there's a title that shows up and it's like ooh, that same sound. I also play it during some of that first scene with the workers. There's like a kind of a low kind of rumbly kind of growl, which is actually me doing like Tuvan throat singing with pitch down. Yeah, it's me. Yeah. And so I actually put that low sort of growl thing in there because it's a kind of a representative of that sort of grinding like oppression and of something that is a system that is monstrous to the workers, that their lives are so expendable, it's monstrous. It is. And yeah. And so this whole scene is about like hey Sean Solo beats. And so basically, like that whole scene, it starts off like it's some of the same sounds that I used in the beginning with the worker scene. You know, that that sort of like, it sounds like machinery. It sounds very like quake or whatever you called it. I don't know what you called it. But yeah, it sounds like really like dark. So I introduced some of the same sounds in here. And I'm bringing it back because why? Because we have the people who are the factory workers or the machine workers who are. Sean Solobeat says, "I told you there's no escaping me at Starfighter Dreams." Yeah. So basically, it's a callback to the machinery sound from before, except it gets worse, and it's like that. There's an alarm, and it's like. And it's like, oh my god, shit's gonna fucking happen, and you know it, and you're waiting for it, and it's setting that expectation, and it's like, and you hear that there's a tempo change. It gets faster and faster and faster. And the reason why I did that is because I'm actually utilizing again some of my sort of like modern music production ideas and aesthetics, you know, like like something that, you know, is like an alarm, and then it goes double time, and then it goes like, you know, quadruple time, and it almost becomes like something else, and then it's just like, it's conditioning. It's conditioning the listener, the viewer. It's the riser, exactly. It's it's a thing that sort of conditions you. You're getting prepared for something that's fucking serious. All right? Something bad's gonna happen. You know something bad's gonna happen. And this is a thing that happens. It's the explosion. It's like things are not great. It's Frieder's hallucinations, thinking that it's a monster Moloch. It's like and he's being fed all these slaves. And I guess I mentioned earlier that because this is a silent film, I wanted to include human elements in there, very human elements, like voices, not just like like little sounds, like the little growl, or like when I sing during the garden scene. And in this one, it's like, okay, what do I need for this kind of scene? I need a dark, growly man sound. I can't do that, and I can pitch down ever so slightly, but I needed that kind of metal sound, because I feel like metal is like the most masculine music ever. Like metal it feels like testosterone, like on fire, And so that's why I included those vocals. And I am so thankful for Splice, because that's where I got these vocals. I magically found these metal vocals that was like, "Am I machine?" And it's like burning me. And he also said something like, "I cannot see." And so I kind of messed with them a bit and put them in there. Splice comes in clutch a lot. Yes, it does. I kind of cherry picked the kinds I liked, the ones I liked from the vocalists that I liked, and he said I didn't know that he was going to that these words would be recorded. I didn't know that it was like the most wonderful accident. Because I wasn't expecting to put metal vocals in this, and then I thought, you know what I need? I need some metal vocals, and I need some serious, like, scary metal ones. And it's like, this is good. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I did. And it was like, okay, let me throw in metal vocals, but let me throw in drum and bass. Why? Because drum and bass makes, like, it just makes you, like, it's like, you need action. I love when you find that perfect treasure. Exactly. It's like perfect treasure. Sean Solo says it's like, I love when you find that perfect treasure. It is perfect treasure. And it's like, oh, I wasn't even looking for this, but I found you. And oh my God, how fortuitous. This is awesome. And so when I was making this, it was like, okay, let me throw in some drum and bass in there. Why? Because I hardly make anything. You know what, even like before this, did I even make drum and bass music? No. I didn't do it. I just thought it needed to be in here. Even though I didn't make it, I felt like it matched this. Seeing Jamie Liddell mess with his vocals using the little Algebra Beastie. Oh, there's a mosquito in here. Okay. Yes, I think messing with vocals is great. I think that vocals are an instrument, and it's and you should like fucking use it. And unfortunately, like, even when I pitch down my vocals, I just don't have that bass that I needed for this. Like that kind of growly, mean, like, bass that comes with testicles and a dick. I just don't have it. I have a naturally, like, highish voice. I have a voice that sounds like not a man. Or even when I was, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, a little caught off guard. Yeah, it's because it's like, you're not, like, you aren't expecting. It's supposed to do that. It's supposed to kind of mess with your expectations. This whole score is gonna mess with your expectations, but it works. It fits. It should fit anyway. And if it's not fitting, then I better like work on it. But really, it should mess with your. It should be surprising because it needs to keep you engaged. And you're not going to be engaged if you know what's coming next. Even if you've seen the film before. Even if you've seen this film like so many times with several different scores, soundtracks, whatever. This is it's like I need to make sure that I need to make sure that it doesn't become repetitive. It should never be repetitive. And you're already like, I could do bass vocals with it, maybe. Well, actually, okay, I played this for you. All right, I played this part for you. And, okay, let me see what bloody time is it. Okay, it's 11:18. Okay, I'll go for like a little bit longer, okay? Because I want you to understand that I switch up the genres like mad. And not only that, but I include a lot of the same sounds. So you get the cellos, you get the fast cello that you get like the double bass, you get a lot of the strings that you had before in the garden, or you have, there are all these instruments that can be used in a different way so that it conveys a different kind of emotion. And with this last one, it was like, okay, how about I take drum and bass, and I fuck with it, and I add strings. How about I just do that? Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's just make this orchestral drum and bass, and then I switch it over to dubstep, because it's dubstep and drum and bass. They're quite, as far as genres goes, like you can make them pretty dark. Like they use a like how can I say this? Dubstep, you can usually do like, you can take something that is fast like drum and bass and then do it like, take that and halftime that, cuz I didn't want to do like a full like tempo change when I was going through that, because I don't want it to break it up too much, okay? You shouldn't, because you're in the middle of action. So if you're in the middle of action, you need to keep fucking going. You need to be propelled forward, and you need to like you just need to like feel it. And hold on. Blah 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 blah. Where are you? There you are. Okay. So let me just make this a little smaller so I can like kind of maneuver shit around. Okay. So I go from drum and bass because it needs to feel urgent. You need to feel that urgency of the situation. There are people fucking on fire. They're like, fuck, I'm like dying, and this machine is shit, and he's like hallucinating. Dubstep back in like 2006 was around the 140 BPM. Exactly. Yeah, and now it's around 150. So this right now is like 76, okay? So for the drum and bass, it would be, yeah, it's like I doubled it up, I made it twice as fast, so it's, yeah, at 152. So this is now like, it goes from drum and bass, which is very fast and but it slows down, but it doesn't slow down. It doesn't feel like it slows down in a way where you're forced to sort of examine what you're looking at. It's not just like, and also it breaks it up to stop it from being repetitive. Okay, that's why I did it like that. And there is, by the way, there is a kind of modulated bass in there, but I didn't want it to overpower that really fast low cello sound, because there's a really fast low cello sound too. So I added a modulated bass, but it's not like super prominent because I wanted there to still be room for that low cello. Or for that really fast low string. I want you to I want it to still maintain that element, because I use strings throughout this whole thing, and even though these genres are all different, even though they're different, everything still needs to gel. Yeah. Everything still needs to gel together, and the way it can gel together would be through the use of similar instruments, the same instruments, or some of the same themes. That's also one of the things that I did. So like creating themes for each character. Yeah. So okay. So that's what happened. He hallucinates. He's like, oh shit, it's a monster. He's eating them and they're all slaves and shit, and everything's back to normal. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna bounce now. I'm gonna go. And because I've already seen this terrible accident and I need to go see my dad. Kind of thing, okay? All right. So, hold on. Let's see what time it is. Okay. It's right now over here. It's like 11:23 p.m. I can keep going. I can keep showing you shit if you want. I don't know how long you feel like watching me. I can go, if you want me to go for like, I can go up until like 12. It's fine. But I don't know if you guys are enjoying this or not. I'm just fucking talking and playing shit for you. I don't know. Are you having fun? Would you like me to continue? It's a yes or no. It's only 4:23 p.m. here, Sean. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that must be nice. Oh, it's because I'm in the future. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna play. I told you about setting up themes. Okay, I'll go for a bit longer. And then once I start feeling myself like sort of fading away or turning into like, you know, an old lady, I'll be like, I'm gonna stop. Time travel is weird, y'all. It is weird. And welcome to the future. But in the past. Keep going. Okay. All right. So we know that he's like, oh shit, some shit happened with the machinery and the people and the guys, and I hallucinated and it was super bad, right? Okay. Here, the next scene, obviously, is... The next scene, I'm just going to tell you, it's him going to his dad, okay? And I told you, I think I mentioned this earlier, like, when some people, like, they do their own scores to this, they only use, like, synths, and it's usually, like, those sort of, like vintagey sounding synths, or like, you know, it's like, I love that shit. I do. Fuck. Oh my god. For example, Stranger Things. Oh my god, that the fucking soundtrack to that is, oh my, I'm dying. I'm dying because it's so, I love these synths. It's like, oh my god. It's like, they're so tasty. Okay. So, I do include synths. Don't worry. It doesn't just get... It's not that just like Trent Reznor super dark in the beginning, and then like an orchestra, and then drum and bass, and then like dubstep. There's more. But wait, there's more. And I repeat I repeat every kind of like instrument. Everything sort of makes an appearance throughout this whole thing. Okay. So, all right, hold on. So much Mugen Roland synthesizer sounds. Yes! Ah, I know, right? Holy shit. Okay. So he's like, to the new Tower of Babel! To my father! And it's like... Okay. So this is where the synthy sounds come in. This is my ode to like, I don't know. It's that Blade Runner synth. Okay, so this is the theme for the tower. Okay. Oops, sorry. It was just like it choked a little bit. Okay, so that's a theme to the tower. Okay, yeah, it's this one, dude. It was like it's in massive. It's called I think it's called Blade Runner something or other. But because I love Blade Runner. And I do. Jesus Christ, I saw it in the cinema. Like they were playing it in Ghent, in the cinema, and oh my god, seeing it on the big screen is like, it's like, like so, like my nerdy heart was just like full, and it was just like watching the Sid Mead designs, and like it's a flying car. It felt so good to see those beautiful practical effects, and obviously the soundtrack is stupid amazing, and yeah. Okay, so I told you that I mix up the genres. I threw in the synths in there because I feel like synths, these synths at least, they feel like what we thought the future sounded like, you know? This is what we thought the future sounded like. And that the Tower of Babel, that tower looking thing. Hold on. Eek, where are you? Yeah. It's like this is the scene, this is like the fucking imagery that you think of whenever you think of Metropolis. Like, I mean, obviously the Machine Men, yes, but this is the kind of backdrop. You think of the crazy streets, all those crazy, like the geometry of everything. There's cars that are everywhere, just like roads upon roads upon roads, and then you see this tower, this shining beacon in the city that you look up to, that is the tallest thing ever. And the people who are in there look down on everybody. It's like it's like if it's like the big, it's the shining example of progress and you know, innovation and modern, everything that is modern. I mean, yeah, look at the design of that. Jesus. I mean, I'd like to point that out because the design is gorgeous. First of all, I love it. I love this. I love it. And also, if you're watching it, you see there's like little airplanes that are going, like the little airplanes that's kind of circle around, so it's showing like, look, there are things that are flying through the air. There are these roads that are sort of in the middle. There's stuff. This is a city that we've never seen, and this is the most thoroughly futuristic city that that a vision that no one had before, like, probably, I don't know, but it's gorgeous, right? So you see it, and it's like, it should have its own theme, and it should sound like a synth. It should sound synthy, because it needs to feel like what our vision of the future is. Because I told you I switch it up, okay? So where are you? All right. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. So you get strings, you get piano, you get a kind of like a hip hop beat, you get the bass. And this is the dad, by the way. This is a dad character. So I threw in a lot of different instruments in this, and I think you'll understand afterwards. That's his theme. It's this kind of like, it's just that dun 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 dun. So you hear that sort of, hold on, there's gonna be that little like sort of like the woodwind sound. That's Josaphat's that's his instrument. Okay, I'm gonna just pause it right here. Okay, all right. So yeah, I threw in some weird ass shit. Yeah, I know. I was influenced by like hip hop stuff, and also like I liked mixing. I mix orchestral stuff as well. Like it's Chris says the beat is good. World music stuff wouldn't be out of place on a Peter Gabriel album. Yeah. Yeah, I mix shit. And for this, the reason why I made it like this, why I don't know if anybody has ever done it like this before, but I did it like this because I always imagine like the dad. The dad is, all right. I want you to like look at that dad, all right? This dad, he's like in the Tower of Babel. That was my cat. Okay, he's in the Tower of Babel. Dude, he's running the fucking show. Look at this guy. These guys are all like working super hard for him. And meanwhile, this guy, he has the best view of the city. He's the guy at the top. To me, he's the gangster, all right? He is the mobster. He is he is El Jefe. He is the guy. He's a gangster and he is hardcore. And his son Frieder is like super like, yeah, like I'm falling in love with a girl. And his son Frieder is like, you can totally see what he's afraid of him. Because this guy, he strikes terror into my fucking heart. Like this is Josaphat and he's like the employee. He's like one of the employees. And the reason why I do like little like those tick 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 sounds, lots of little like high stick or little percussion-y sounds, is because there's like the whole you can't see my fucking hand when I hold it up to the monitor. I'm so sorry. I have to use the stupid cursor. Herp derp. There are a lot of things like passing by here. And they look like, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what they were. They kind of look like math, but like backwards math. I don't know. they look like something. Hey, kitty. My cat's like going crazy now. Um, what are you doing, Mr. Pickles? Don't be a dick. Okay. So they reminded me of like ticker tape. You know, like when there was like when they would do like stock market stuff, and it was always like ticker tape. It would always be like, you know, going on that tape, and it would always make that tick 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 sound. And this is what that reminded me of. So that's why I include that kind of tick 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 sound as well. But I make it kind of like so that the father comes off as like a stock market tick. Yeah, exactly. The little ticker tape thing. It's like tick 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 tick. So I put that in there. I put this kind of percussion, that kind of stuff in there, that little percussion, little details, because I unconsciously I want you to think about that too, or to like have that in your mind. And not only that, but the kick and the snare is quite slow in itself, so that little like ticking sound, the tick tickety tick sound, it sort of makes it faster. It makes it's that beat within a beat. It's that faster beat within the slower beat. It's kind of like, I just like layering shit like that. So that's Josephat, and this is the dad. The dad is scary. The dad is a businessman. He's the best dressed. He is well coiffed. He is serious. He is a serious man. He does not look like sweet dad. These three guys right here, they're fucking, they're fucking afraid of him. And he's calling the shots. Look at that guy. He puts this like, who puts their fucking hand up like that? You know who does? Like emperors. That's who. He's like, follow my shit. And of course, look, Frieder's like, oh, he came rushing in. But you see, like, hold on. You see, like, he's like, the dad puts up his hand, and he's like, give me a few seconds, son. Like, I can hear you, and I am not ready to talk to you yet. He's yeah, exactly. He is. He's the guy in charge. He's the fucking king of the city, and his son is the prince. Here's the son, all right? Did you notice that, like, he comes in, he rushes in, but he holds the door to close it silently, to close it slowly. And that should show you the kind of fear. He fears. He's scared of his dad, because his dad's a powerful man. His dad's running that fucking city, and he's telling bitches what to do. And here's Josephat. Josephat's like the employee guy, and he's not a cold bitch. He's concerned. Those three guys were like into their little books or whatever, accounting. I don't know. I just thought they were accountants. So he's the son. He has to wait. There's nothing stopping for him. And by the way, the vocals in there, those are my vocals. All I do is say, like, I say money and I say power, and then I go, make that money, power. Because it's all about money and power. This is what it is. It's accounting. It's ticker tape. It's stock market. It's whatever. I don't know what it is, because it's a fucking science fiction movie. It might not go by the same rules. So I don't know. But what I do know is that there's money involved. Frieder's body language, yeah. You know that Chris says Frieder's body language as well. He's not worthy to be in his dad's presence, and he knows it. Yeah. Look at his fists. He's like, oh, Dad, I'm so, like, useless. And of course, here's Josephat. And Josephat's like he's like cool. And you can see the way he gestures, the way he's leaning. He's trying to make eye contact. He cares. He's concerned. He's like, you look a little disturbed, son. Yeah. And he's like, you look disturbed. And of course, he is disturbed. Look at that. Look at what he's doing. He's like, I'm going to hold on to you. I'm going to, look at that, the very theatrical hand. Look at the shit. And he's doing that. And what I read from this scene is that the father is cold. Emotionally, he's kind of cold. He's pretty gangster. And he's a serious man, all right? Josephat, the employee, he is the first one to walk over to Frieder. He's the first one. He's concerned. He has a heart. He cares. But he's also an employee, and he's also again, an employee. And Frieder, what do we see? So I had to spit that gum out because, like, it's you know, like when you chew gum and then it starts to, like, you chewed on it so much that it begins disintegrating into your mouth and it becomes not gum anymore. Okay. All right. So Frieder is like, he's very emotional. You see Frieder emotional because he's been so affected by the whole thing that happened with the men and the machinery, and you know, he had the fucking hallucinations and shit, and he's like freaking the fuck out. And he's like, oh my god. And he's like, look, he's crying. He's almost crying. And Josephat's like comforting him. And look, the dad's still like pacing. He's like, what is this bullshit? What is my son doing? Look at that look of disapproval. I know what that look is. Dude, that is the same look that, like, my mom gave me when I made questionable fashion choices as a little girl. When I thought that turtlenecks were the best thing ever. That's the same look. It's the... I'm looking at you with disapproval. And also, what is this bullshit? Okay? Yeah. Alright? So, I know that look. So, the way I read the scene... Chris says, lol, same. The way I read the scene is that this is a father who is in charge, who is cold, he is detached, a bit detached. Yeah, like, what did my son do now? What the fuck did he do? You know, clearly he's coming in here crying, being like, hey, I'm so sad. And of course, look at the big hand gestures. Frieder is hamming it up for Christmas. And, like, look at those eyes and the eyebrows. Shit, I mean, it's like, look at my eyebrows, dude. He does better eyebrows than I do. Jesus. And, of course, Josephat's, like, horrified. Okay. So, he's like, Dad, like, let me tell you. His dad's finally like, okay, come over, son. And then and of course, like, look at that disapproval. He's, like, looking over him. And he's like, Josephat, can you believe this fucking kid? And he's like, I know there's something up, I guess. I'm a little frustrated, concerned. Look at that. Hands to the temples. I am concerned. Reading that body language. So even though you don't get dialogue in here, you still get a language. It's a different kind of language. You have to be able to read it because you have to use the emotions in the scene. Okay? So, what was I doing for you? I was playing it for you, wasn't I? Okay, I'm gonna finish this scene and then I think I will retire. Okay, hold on. See? The ticker tape? And he's turning off the thing. So falling piano sound is always like, I love Christmas hammer. Falling piano sound always reminds me of insanity, okay? That's why I do it. Turkey can get the fuck out. Look at that. Pissed. Ooh, somebody's in trouble. Oh. Does it? Remind you of Fifth Element? Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know. I just kind of did this. Frieder's pants. They look like riding pants, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so you hear the same synthy sounds that you heard from the Tower of Babel when the appearance? Wait for it. Wait for it. The theme's coming back. It's the Tower of Babel. It's a city. It's the imagery of beautiful buildings and where they belong. Hold on. Wait for it. See, the piano sound is, again, slightly insanity. See, the bells. These are the same bells that I used in the beginning. It's the sound. It's going crazy. Okay, in this part, I fucked with the reverb with the piano, and it gets fucking nuts. It just gets progressively crazier, the reverb on the piano. So that kind of low piano. And it's like, it's closing and stopping. Okay. All right. So that was the end of that part of the scene. And again, it's like every bit, I try to change it up a little bit every time because lots of movement in the stereo. Yes, there is a lot of movement because those bells, the like ding 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 ding. It's like I want it to feel like it's like almost like a mix of a siren and like insanity. Yeah, like I like weird shit that goes back and forth and stuff, and because the movement, that movement of going left right, it's also, it almost feels like you know, like when a clock chimes and it goes ding dong ding dong, or like when a church bell does that. I mean, when you have that kind of movement, it's already implanting an idea about, you know, about the sound. It's implanting an idea in your mind that is, again, it's kind of subconscious and not. It's not like, I don't know. It's not like it's on purpose. It's purposeful, but I want it to. I want to use the same elements everywhere. Like not everywhere, but I want to use the same elements so that it kind of calls back. It's using the idea of themes and a callback, but again, like what when was this? Like it's like at the 20-minute mark, okay? It's 20 minutes, 20 seconds or something. So already you have things that are sort of reminding you of the beginning because it's important. It's important to God, I like put this cough drop in my mouth and now it's like I'm scared I'm gonna choke on it. Okay. So the reason why I do a lot of that same kind of thing, that callback, I want you to remember that bit in the beginning. I want you to remember there's that theme again, it's because you need to feel a real connection with the beginning. The beginning is like mandatory. You have to remember what's all these things because they're important. You have to remember the kind of world it is. And you also have to remember, like, here are the problems. Here's the plight of the workers. It's like it gives you the callback. When you do like a callback like that, it's almost like it's endearing it to you in a way, or it's making it more familiar to you so that it's more real to you. And that way, when conflict does happen, because again, the way this movie is paced, and also the way just the way it is in general, it's not quite the same as a movie that we would watch nowadays, right? It's a bit different, and things are done obviously through action and not a bunch of dialogue. But even if you didn't pay attention like as much as you should have, the music will sort of cue you into what's happening. And that's why I put the themes, and that's why I put those certain instruments in there, or like the bells. It's like I want you to remember what it, like this is the same feeling, or this is what's I want to like give you again that sort of cue, that auditory cue. So even if you're not looking at the screen, or even if you didn't remember what happened just a second ago on the screen because you looked away, you were looking at your phone, and you were like Amazon shopping for, like, I don't know, dresses or something. That's what I do. That you'll still know what's happening. You'll still understand, because these are the cues that come back. And the reason why I use that woodwind, by the way, is because the next section, like, this is all like, hold up, let me move this. This is all I just played for you, like this sort of mix of like orchestra and like I mixed like hip hop and like some other shit. I put in some weird like jazzy like piano bits, like and it's just like, I don't know why, I just thought I needed to put in some piano in there, but there needed to be a bit more chaos in it. Okay, so hold up. All right, where am I now? Okay. So you heard the theme, the recurring theme for the tower. It's that the again, it's a da, na, 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 na. It's almost like, it almost sounds like a wedding song, but it's with synths, and it's like it's almost like I don't know, how can I explain it? It's like what I imagined progress and hope sounded like in one sound. Okay, so we know that he's like, all right. And the reason why I put woodwinds is because we get orchestral woodwinds, motherfuckers. Okay, so you hear that higher woodwind? That's the Josaphat sound. That's Josaphat's little bit in here. So you see that hand gesture right on that hit, the da-goom. All right, we got the timpanis, they're back. Anger. That's what I imagine he sounds like. I imagine he's like an oboe or something. So that's why I included woodwinds in the previous bit, because everything should be like kind of like ombre. It should be like blend. It needs to gel. This is how I'm trying to make it gel. Hold on. Oh, also I love horns. This is the same synth I used when he got mad, and now it's anxiety now. There's that industrial beat again. Uh-oh. Because now he realizes that he's been fired. And he has to go back. He has to go into the machines now. Look, Frieder is horrified. He's like, do you know what it means to be dismissed? Go into the depths. There's the growl. Okay? Look. And he shrugged. He shrugged. He fucking shrugged. He's like, I don't give a shit. Okay, so I told you about piano and intimacy. And also, it's some of these sounds, again, from the bit in the beginning. And I want you to pay attention because this is him. And like, this is his. Look what he's pulling shit out. It's a gun! He was gonna kill himself. Oh yeah. It's serious. So that's why I use this sort of this piano and then like a really, because it's sad. Okay? Enter that weird sound. You're like, what's that for? You'll understand, okay? In the next moment. So this is despair. And wait. Enter the Thin Man. Crazy bitch. See, that's the sound, that's the sound of deception. Look at that guy. Shit. Okay. And that was the end of that scene. Boom. All right. So, what do you hear? You heard that the entrance of the thin man, the guy who basically works for um Frieder's dad, who is like gangsta. So of course he's like the henchman, the scary henchman. That's his instrument. So basically, in every instance of him showing up in the film, you'll get to hear a little bit of that, like that kind of that instrument. Yeah, there are. I don't know. I used again, trying to go back to using certain instruments again. It's to gel it together. It's to make, not only to add like the emotion, but also to gel everything together. Even though I switch a lot of genres and I do a lot of that, I switch stuff around. It's so that you don't get bored, but also I keep a lot of the, I'm use a lot of the same elements throughout everything, because not just themes, but actual, like, but instruments as well. So that even though there are a lot of genres, everything it's a cohesive piece. Because the film, it should feel like a cohesive piece, not a bunch of random songs that have been tacked together like it's, no, it should be thought out. It should be blended together. It should move into the next scene, not just like abruptly stop and then start again. There should be no real silence. It should flow into, just think about it like a big mix, like a big DJ mixtape thing, like that. But for like a film, and probably a bit more emotional. Okay, well, it's like 12:05 a.m. and I've been going for a while, so I hope you enjoyed some of this stuff that I've shared with you, because I love this film. I'm a big fan, and I'm trying to do something that's really like unusual. I'm trying to make a score that's a bit unusual, and I hope I'm succeeding. I've done a lot already, but yeah, I hope you like it. So I guess next time, I don't know, maybe I'll go over some of this stuff with you again. If you want to learn more, if you want to see some of the actual, like, oh, thanks, Chris. He says that was fun. Chris says that was fun. Nobody's saying anything else. They're like, what the shit? Like, they're like, I'm gone. I'm out of here. She's on for like fucking 3 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna go to bed. And like, I guess next time around, I can share you the rest of. Oh, thanks, David. I will share the rest of this. I'll share some more of this stuff with you later. Aw, you're still paying attention. Starfighter Dreams, Matt. Okay. I hope it gives you sort of like an insight into how insane I am. Because only a madman does this. I swear to God. It's like, oh, let me just try to make something new. Ugh, so crazy. Ugh. Oh my God. It's like I'm I love self-flagellation. There's nothing like it. It's just like, oh, let me just punish myself some more. Yeah? You want to hurt a little? Yeah, I'll hurt a little. Yeah. Oh, let's work harder. Work harder! Yeah. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. This is my ongoing project. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the year. I will probably finish it before then. No, just seeing how fast I'm working, but I'll go over some more of this stuff with you. Why not be like me and use trackers? Okay, I don't know what that means. Use trackers? What? Use a what now? Oh, I don't know. Now that's flagellation. Ah, okay, all right. Yeah, flagellation. Okay. Yeah. Now I just throw myself into this kind of stuff, into big ass long projects. So I don't know what music trackers are. Well, I don't even know what that is. What's a music tracker? Can someone tell me? What does that mean? I don't know. I'm a little slow. And also, I don't know that, strangely enough, I feel I don't really know that much about music, but I know it. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I'm not like, I didn't go to fucking school for music. I took some production classes when I felt I was stagnating, like, by myself, trying to learn stuff. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I just started doing it because I couldn't, like, not do it. You know what I mean? No. Anyway, that's it's a rudimentary music program. It's super precise and painstaking. Ooh. How about no? And I mean, this is already pretty hefty as it is. This is already a project. It's not like a normal fucking, oh, I'm going to score a normal movie. This is something that is so close to my heart that if I don't do a good job, I will hate myself. So I already feel like this is killing me. So, or rather, just, I don't know. It's a real challenge. There you go. It's a real challenge, and I'm up for it. But it's a real challenge. It's hard. I didn't know scoring was so hard. Oh shit! I didn't even know. I was like, oh, I'm gonna teach myself some scoring with this. Crazy bitch. What the hell you doing, girl? Why are you trying to hurt yourself? Stop it. And but yeah, you'll get some more. I'll go over some more stuff with you later. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go to sleep and not wear clothes made out of plastic and stuff. And just notice that tracks number 73 at the bottom of the screen. Yeah. Oh, no. Let me go a little bit down. It's closer to, I would say like 9. This one's 99, but that's the movie, so 98. 98 separate tracks just in this whole thing. Yeah. 98. That's how I roll. With like 98 fucking layers. No wonder my system's dying. Yeah, no shit. It's because it's like I have to have little separate sections. I have to do like little piano sections, separate string sections, separate everything. Everything. All the little nuances that need to be there. All the horns, the brass, the woodwinds, everything. Everything has to be like separated and like panned in a certain way so it fills the space. And yes, my computer is from 2011. It's like, Jesus Christ, I hate you. And I'm like, you love me, baby. And that's what I do. I make things that are somewhat complex, but you can't tell because I don't show you all the layers. And this, by the way, 98, that's not bad. That's like normal for me. That's pretty normal. So, but you have to also think this is I'm doing different genres. I'm doing sound effects as well, and I have to. This is the way. This is just how I have to do it. If I don't add that complexity, then you won't buy it as part of a movie. I have to sell it to you, and I have to sell it to you with a certain kind of complexity because it's a silent film. Okay, so that's why I'm doing it like that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I will catch you later. If you have any messages or you hate me, or you want to say some, I don't know, you want to say some nice things to me, even if you just say like, hello, like, I liked what you did, I wouldn't be sad about that. And we'll pick it up next week. And I grew up with 4-track Porter Studios. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I obviously I don't know. I can't do it. 4 tracks and that's it. It's an orchestra. Come on. A 4-layer orchestra? I don't think so. You don't get that lovely surround sound with 4 layers. I can't do it, man. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Ryako signing out, and I guess don't be a dick. I guess I don't know what to say. There should be some kind of like fucking thing I say, something nice. Put multiple instruments on same track. I can't do that. Because of the it's just the way this program is. I can't do that. I can't put the multiple instruments because everything's MIDI'd. It's MIDI control. So it's like I have to MIDI. I can't do that. It doesn't work. Like, so it's not just like samples that I picked up. It's unfortunately it's just like I have to play everything. So more work for me. Anyway, yeah, it's the only way I'll get that kind of the exact sound I want. Because I do look for very certain kinds of attacks on strings, on the woodwind stuff. I'm always looking for certain things, certain nuances, certain decays. I have to change everything around just a little bit. Everything's nuanced. And I know it doesn't seem like that maybe at first listening, but if I played certain things for you, then you'd kind of understand. Like, that's why I have to do multiple layers of the same kind of instrument. It's because a lot of them are nuanced in a certain way that fits with the character or the scene. So, for example, if I'm doing a cello, let's say I do a portamento cello. So it's like, it has that kind of like that sort of slightly like devious like sound, and that's what and that kind of sound, it will change your perception of the emotion of the scene. So I have to do all those things, or else it's not going to. Again, everything is for it's so that you feel. Everything is geared so that you feel, and there has to be some kind of nuance in the instruments if I want you to feel something, a little bit different, or if no scene is the same, so everything comes with its own sort of emotional like depth, and it has to be reflected in the instruments. So that's why I have so many different kinds of pianos. And also I do a lot of left-right stuff, so I have to do it. Because I don't like panning back and forth just with an auto pan. I like doing stuff that's sort of located here, or located here, or located here. It's like, I have to do it. It's this the technical shit. And am I doing like a fucking, did I follow something to learn how to do this? No, I don't. I just figured it would be nice. Okay, well, enough jibba jabba. Enough jibba jabba. Oh gosh, I should put it to the full camera. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next week, unless, something happens. Woo! I get banned. Great. Take care of yourself, and yeah, try not to be. Don't be a dick, unless you have to be. Get some sleep. I will, Sean Solo. I will get some sleep, thanks to some Xanax, cause all right. Bye. Have a night. You can't help being a dick. Oh baby, it's okay. Just work on it. Work on it. Bye everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hope I wasn't too nuts. Stay safe. I'm always safe, man. Good night.